Hi, welcome back to Yes, Laura I Am, a YouTube channel that's dedicated to documenting my surrogate journey. Also, my financial journey. I published two videos, about four videos, but two of them were dedicated. Hi, welcome back to Yes, Laura I Am. And I know I disappeared for 2 weeks, but I had to get my lighting right. So now I'm back. It just to my surrogacy journey, and then the other two was kind of like freestyles. Me being in Miami-Dade County, I was kind of like in my car showing you guys some scenery around here of the real Miami-Dade County. If you know, you know. This video is kind of going back towards how I became a surrogate, and right now I'm in the matching process where I'm meeting intended parents, and those are people who are looking to start a family via a surrogate. So I'm very excited. I wanted to get a little bit deeper into my journey before I actually unveil the process and details of what I'm going through. So if you like videos like this, go ahead, click the subscribe button, and also turn on the notifications so that you can get more of my videos. Oh my goodness, I get to say that now. In 2021, I went to go get a silk press, and during this time it was COVID. We were in masks. It was a long time since I went to go get a silk press professionally by someone because of COVID. And during this time, I was in the chair updating my hairstylist on my daughter becoming 2 years old. I realized, oh wow, how's your family? Do you have children? How many children do you have? And she let me know that she could not have children. It's not the best thing to go through as a woman. We've always been created with this role to bear children, and a lot of women want to start families, and you don't think twice about whether or not you can have children or not. For her, she was letting me know that the process of not being able to have children is like a grieving process, because there's so many variables that could be in stake as to why she can't conceive. And she was explaining a little bit about it, and I was like, wow, this is way more than what you would think, because for obvious reasons, women are probably not going to just come to you and say, oh, well, I don't think I can have kids, or, oh, well, I've been trying to have children, I've been having miscarriages. This is such a touchy and heartfelt subject that a lot of women are not going to speak about, so we don't get a lot of awareness to it. But it made me more sensitive as to why older women, and if you know who you are, you know who you are, who look at younger women with a business or with multiple degrees, women, and say, well, why are you not having kids, or where your kids are? Be careful, because you don't know if she's trying and it's not working. And it's not a pleasant process to go through, because when you see people having kids left and right, and you can't have your own children yourself, it is like grieving the loss of someone you really love. You're grieving the loss of the fact that you might not be able to have that family. And to be able to work and be responsible and not be able to have your own child, it's not a good experience. So after I left that chair, I went ahead and looked on websites about surrogacy. A lot of women are not having kids, and at that time I had a lot of free time on my hands, and I love to watch YouTube, I love to research, and I came across websites that were explaining the difference between traditional surrogacy and gestational surrogacy. What it is, for traditional surrogacy, the woman would be impregnated by a man, and then that woman would give birth and give that child to another woman. And examples for that. However, that wasn't something that I was looking into. It was more so what I saw was gestational surrogacy. And mind you, I was getting a lot of new information, and it was just setting off different lights. Gestational surrogacy is when the woman, they collect the woman's egg, because most times, a lot of times, the woman may have perfectly healthy ovaries, and it's just something else that is factoring into why they can't have children.
Infertility. The World Health Organization says roughly 1 in 5 Americans is unable to conceive after 1 year of trying. Now we're hearing from real couples about their silent struggle, the emotional toll it's taken, and what happens when IVF doesn't work. Rebecca Jarvis has more on this National Infertility Awareness Week.
The biggest heartbreak for me has been the rejection, where I feel like my body is failing me.
It's a silent struggle endured by so many. Infertility.
They would extract eggs from their ovaries, and then the sperm would fertilize those eggs, and those eggs would grow into embryos, and they would house those embryos until the intended parents would find a surrogate. So I thought that was very interesting, because I was like, oh, I don't have to use my eggs if I was to do that, and I'm just holding a baby for someone else. Honestly, I was like, wow, this might not be bad. I think that same week, Google is listening, you know, Safari is listening. Everything is being tracked on the internet. So when I got on Instagram, I started seeing so many advertisements on surrogacy centers, and I was just clicking like, oh, you know, they would have a catchy reel. And I would click on their website, I would look at their pictures, and then here I am, this is what's on my feed, and this is what I'm being fed, and I was definitely clicking away because it was already something that I was interested into. I found a lot of agencies that gave compensation for being an egg donor. A lot of women, they donate their eggs. That's not something I'm comfortable with, because I just feel like my egg is out there somewhere. What if they don't fit into a family? Then they feel like they're different and don't know why. I don't know. So many thoughts through my head. But they have a lot of agencies that pay you and compensate you for giving eggs, donating eggs, or you can also become a surrogate. I came around a lot of different companies, some that look sketchy to me, some that look like ugh. And then I also thought, well, let me go on Google Maps and see if I found a surrogacy center here in Miami. And baby, it just wasn't giving what it was supposed to give. Because when you're looking through these different companies, you have companies that have very high compensation packages. You have companies that have $15,000 compensation packages. And basically with the market now, it's like anywhere between $50,000 up to $100,000 to hold someone else's child. In these times, with inflation being high, Gen Z is growing up. I'm a 1994 baby, and multiple streams of income has always been pushed. And I say, you know what? That's fine. I'll gladly hold someone else's child, give birth to them, and be compensated for it. In the meantime, I'm also working. You give birth, you get 3 months off of work. It may not be paid because obviously it's not your child, but because of FMLA, you can go ahead and give birth and then just heal up and take that time for yourself. And I just said, this, you know what, this is checking box. I came across a agency, International Surrogacy.
When I first started looking into surrogacy, I did start with another agency originally. And I left the agency just because I felt not as important.
The people at International Surrogacy Center, they're so great. It's like a family.
They strive to be different at ISC. Their main priority is their surrogates. I would definitely recommend ISC, not only because of the families that they are facilitating via surrogacy, but the families that are being created within the company, within the agency, and the friendships, and those will last years and years after our journeys are over.
Center. So if you see me look now, it's because I'm looking at my notes. So International Surrogacy Center, ISC, is a international surrogacy center where they find parents all over the world, also in the United States. However, all of their surrogates are here, based in the United States. This company is based out of California. It is in Los Angeles. Now, if you know anything about Los Angeles, baby, you know Los Angeles is where the people live that have the money. Now, for me, I really love the feel of it. I saw their Instagram page. They also have a TikTok, and I was just like, okay, they had me going into it. Like, I'm seeing the TikTok, and I'm like, you know what? This might not be bad. And they compensate anywhere between $50,000 to $100,000. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and click on their website, because right now I'm convinced this might not be too bad for me. So on their website, they have a section called Become a Surrogate. And then on that section, you could go ahead to look at the requirements, the steps to surrogacy, the compensation. I like that this company is transparent. There was other websites, they don't have that much information. This one, I love that they already had it down there. They already had the compensation there for you to look at, the steps to surrogacy, all on their website, which I think was pretty cool. Now, the requirements of surrogacy. Requirements to be a surrogate for this company would be you have to be between the ages of 21 and 40. Your BMI cannot be no higher than 33. A history of giving birth and now raising at least one child of your own. Some women are in their 40s, their kids are probably moved out their houses, and you have like women like me who have a small child at home. They want you to have had experience raising your own child as well. No major complications during previous pregnancies or deliveries, and you can't be a smoker, and you can't be taking illegal substances or medications. Like you can't be out here trying to get lit and be a surrogate. The lifestyle requirement is that you must be a U.S. citizen or permanent resident, have a positive support system to help you throughout your journey, and reliable transportation for appointments. The legal requirements is based on your state. On their website, which is internationalsurrogacycenter.com, you can find all this information and look it up yourself. But for me, I love the fact that it was in Los Angeles. I felt like the demographic was very diverse. Who they work with was very diverse. It kind of made me feel comfortable. So I went ahead and I decided to fill out the surrogacy pre-application. And let me tell you, the surrogacy pre-application took 2 minutes. I did this application on December 31st, 2023. All I had to do, and I did it on my phone. I didn't even do it on a laptop. I went ahead on their Instagram page, International Surrogacy Center. And I went out and filled out this 2-minute pre-application. And the next day, January 1st. Now, on January 1st, I was on that new high, like new year, new me. I'm gonna do a YouTube channel. I did not know what my YouTube channel was gonna be about. Honestly, I thought I was going to be documenting ways to like become debt free and be financially free. So how I was gonna do that, I don't know. I said, wow, I can document my surrogacy journey. Like people can watch me go all the way up to 40 weeks, and hopefully I get some brand deals. Why not? We're in an age where ChatGPT and a lot of these companies are automating their system processes. A lot of places are now laying off people. Then we're in the middle of like whatever war this is and war is that. And then Gen Z is growing up and a time of inflation. I was like, wow, you know what? This might be my bag. This might be me chasing the bag. Get into the bag. If y'all know where I come from, leave it in the comments below. I have my email opened here, and January 1st, one of the coordinators reached out to me, and so I'm like, that's the next day. Now, honestly, I wasn't thinking that when it happened tomorrow or next week. I was just like, let me fill out the pre-application, and to have someone write me the next day, I thought that was kind of cool, because I was like, okay, you know what, this might be a thing. I might really be doing this. Hi Laura, thank you for reaching out for information on becoming a surrogate at International Surrogacy Center. I have attached some general information on the process of surrogacy, as well as a preview of our amazing compensation package. With the compensation package, they pay you $56,000 to $76,000 as a first-time surrogate, and $76,000 or $80,000 to $100,000 being a second-time surrogate or an experienced surrogate. Let me tell you, this for me was just like the ultimate side hustle. And I've looked up drop shipping, affiliated marketing, what else? Like a lot of different things. And I'm like, you know what? A lot of this stuff seems crazy. And imagine being over 21, having a child that I'm raising, a healthy birth and experience, and I could just become a surrogate for like $76,000 and up. That's perfect. I just see that as profit. I just see that as wow. And then not only that, this is a thing that's on demand because they service different types of prospective parents. You have the LGBT community that's coming to age and they want to start families. You have women that cannot give birth or cannot conceive. And why not? This supply and demand, I help you, you help me, was perfect for me. And mind you, I'm not sponsored by this agency. This is just a part of my YouTube channel and content. So Our cutting-edge compensation package includes things such as a $4,000 sign-on bonus, an allowance for dental and vision, since we all know that pregnancy affects them, and the highest total package amount around. We offer multiple monthly surrogate support groups, which this month I did my first monthly surrogate support group, and I'm gonna be honest, I liked it. Listening to people who have given birth to more than one intended family, I thought was just valuable experience. You do not run into people who do surrogacy every day. And then because this is such a sensitive topic for women who cannot conceive, you might not even know who is looking at surrogacy. So to just be inside of the group and looking at each other on Zoom like, oh, we're all doing this, is pretty cool. And mind you, when you actually start to conceive, they put you in a group with people who are conceived at the same time, who have like the same due dates, so that you can kind of go through the process together. And mind you, when I was pregnant, it kind of changes you. It takes you out of your loop and your everyday routine. And if you don't have someone that is going through the process like you, basically what ends up happening, you kind of feel isolated. And it's nice to carry someone else's child, but know that someone else is doing the same thing as me. So that really reached out to me, and that really kind of like was like, yeah, this is the agency for me, because that shows me that you're invested. This was pretty good, along with the compensation package. They were very, very happy to explain a little bit about their birthing experience, their experience as a surrogate. And I thought that was pretty cool, because I don't want to become a surrogate and not be able to talk to other people who haven't done the same thing. So it says here, the next steps will be filling out our full surrogacy application here. So they send you the application where you create a file, and then there you can put your full application together. Once you complete the full surrogacy application, I'll reach out on the next steps. Any questions you may have for your application, we will then set up a Zoom call. Now, I love this Zoom call. The Zoom call pretty much gave me an opportunity to ask her like different questions, and for her to give me more insight on the surrogacy process based off of the information that I saw on their website. So they're very transparent about their process, but then they also have experience going through the process themselves, and just being able to talk to a live human and know like, oh, what the process was from their point of view was pretty interesting. You could call them at any time. I like that as well. And this particular person was a surrogate 3 times and was so happy to answer any of the questions that they had. Now, in this email, they also included a compensation package and frequently asked questions, along with the steps to fulfilling your dreams as a surrogate. What I've been through so far was filling out my full application, doing my Zoom call to do an interview with the agency, submitting all my documentation, medical documentation, so that they have my medical history. And also I did a few photo shoots, very cute photo shoots of like me, my family, my daughter, and so that those photos can go to the profile. And my recommendation, if you're looking for this, the website is internationalsurrogacycenter.com. My name is Laura Hill. Yes, Laura, I am. You could go ahead and you can put me as a referral, because, you know, not only that, you could go ahead and start the process today, and they will basically walk you through the steps. And if you do, comment below, leave an emoji, a pregnant emoji in the comments below to say that, like, you know, hey, maybe you might be a surrogate one day. Right now I'm in the matching department, so I have gotten my first intended parent match. From my understanding, they show their parents your profile, and then they show you who wanted to possibly be a match with you. They set up a Zoom call, and then in that Zoom call you get to kind of chat with the parents. Now, I haven't done that yet. I'm hopefully doing it this week or next week, and I'll be able to update you guys on what my process is so far. They want you to be able to be a stable person. I don't recommend getting pregnant and not having a stable home life, because pregnancy is such a delicate thing. It's nice to have a support system around you and a stable environment to bring in a child for someone else. So if you're like a working mom and your job is probably not, you know, compensating you like a surrogacy package could compensate you, and you need like additional income, this is what I believe would help you, especially if you are trying to contemplate ways to become financially free, have more financial freedom, and not only that, be debt free. And those are my goals for this year. This is my year to be debt free, because let me tell you, I'm tired of looking at the news about inflation, interest rates. I'm just tired of being in that hamster wheel. And like I said, I looked up different streams of revenue that I
second job.
Thanks to new labor rules unveiled by the Biden administration this week.
The move has riled some companies who rely heavily on gig workers, whose costs could increase by as much as 30%.
On January 9th, the Biden
could possibly embark on. And honestly, being able to be a surrogate, there's not a lot of upfront costs. Now, mind you, this is just my experience. It's a little bit about, my experience that I bring to the table. When I did my profile, I looked at everything. I looked at all the steps to becoming a surrogacy, because they have it on their website. And I noticed that you want to have profile pictures. So I did 3 photo shoots. I did a beach photo shoot. I did a photo shoot in Wynwood. Shout out if you have been in Wynwood. And I did a photo shoot in a studio. And the studio photo shoot was just photos of me. Once you finish your Zoom call with your coordinator, they're going to send you links to your psychological evaluation. They're going to send you as well a link to an agency that collects your records. So they want to make sure that they're able to have transparency with you as a surrogate, to know what your birthing process was and your medical history, which is very simple. You fill out the form, and on your behalf, they go ahead and reach out to your providers of your medical history and request the documents from there. Now, mind you, this is the longest process. Like, the photo shoots weren't long for me. I booked them back to back, which you don't have to do. I just wanted to do it to have polished photos. I'm a little bit of a overachiever, baby. Perfection is not the goal, it's progress. So I did 3 photo shoots. I submitted my gathered records for that, and I did a psychological evaluation, and I did the Zoom call. Now, mind you, my providers was taking forever. To get your records it's the longest process in the intake process. And you can be in the intake process anywhere between 2 months and 4 months. Because for me, I'm like, when am I going to get pregnant? I'm going to be 30 this year. I don't want to be pregnant too far into my next year. So if you're looking at that, if you're serious about this, recommend highly that you already know where you gave birth at. Get the information on how to get the records from there. You don't pick them up yourself, but given the information, because when you get your medical release paperwork, it's going to ask you about how to reach out to these places. The more information you can give, the easier it is for them to find your medical records, and the faster they'll be able to gather them from your providers, because some providers take forever. But once I did that, I completed my profile. Now, your profile is also there when you do your full application. So when you're submitting your questions for the full application, make sure you answer those questions in a way where, if you were an intended parent and you were looking for a surrogate, what would you want to hear about your surrogate? So be serious about your profile, and then once that's done, they put the pictures together and they put you in the matching department. So I've only been in the matching department right now for about a week and a half, and I've already found my first intended parent match. That doesn't mean that I'm committing to being their surrogate, because they want you to be very comfortable with who you commit to bring a baby with into this world. So you want to have a good experience just as much as the surrogates want to have a good experience. So have what your thoughts would be for the intended parents that you are. And me, I'm just saying that I'll meet with everyone, hear everyone out, and before I choose who I would want to work with. But so far, this first couple seemed pretty solid, and I thought it was pretty cool to see their profile, because I've been stressed out about my profile. So to see their profile was pretty cool as well. Now, again, their website is International Surrogacy Center. They have an Instagram page as well as a TikTok page. I'm looking at, they have a Pinterest page, and I know that they have a Facebook page. So on Instagram, you can find them with ISC_surrogacy. and they have so much information. I'm actually looking at it right now. They have so much information about the surrogacy package and the process. So if this is your year too, look up and become a surrogate if it's for you, boo. You see how I did that? If it's for you, this might be for you. So I'm going to update you guys on the matching process. Also, I'm going to update you guys if I have to fly out to Cali. I want to do a vlog about going to Cali. Baby, I want to do a vlog for this. So if you like this type of form of content, let me know. This is like my studio setup, because starting the YouTube channel is not that easy. I think it's more mental than it is anything else. But you might see just vlogs of me in the car updating you guys about everything. But yes, it's Yes Laura I Am, and I'm basically signing off. Go ahead and leave a comment below. Leave a pregnant emoji if you think this is something that you want to do, because this is the year for us to kind of elevate as women and to really just like make our mark. And I think this is a great mark to make. But thank you for watching. Stay tuned. Follow me on Instagram at beautyprofuturist. But overall, stay tuned for more videos. Bye.